Alright, what's up everybody? We're back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today we have another episode of the Look-In series, a series where at the end of each team season, I recap this team season, look at the future, the state of the team, and all stuff like that. Today's video is on the Orlando Magic. Got a lot of good things to say about this Magic team. We're going to do it here in today's video. Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, do all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. Really upset a lot. Join the membership. If you want to learn more about the membership, there's a video on my channel explaining all of it. You can go back and watch that. Link to my Twitter, TikTok, stuff like that in the description down below. And yeah, don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. The Orlando Magic this season. They finished the regular season going 47-35, finishing 5th in the Eastern Conference, and they lose in 7 in the first round to the Cleveland Cavaliers. This game finished about an hour ago. And yeah, what a very intense game. Magic, it's heartbreaker, up by as much as 18 in the first half in Cleveland. Donovan Mitchell, man, just put his cape on, and they will their way back into this game and steal one from the Orlando Magic. But despite that, no matter what happened in this first round, an insane season for the Orlando Magic. Just absolutely amazing season for Orlando, And as a Cavs fan, this was so stressful. But the Magic, unfortunately, couldn't get it done. But the Cavs did. So shout out to the Magic for losing this one. But anyway, the Orlando Magic had an amazing season. If you go back, I was a big advocate for the Magic coming into this season. Last season, at the end of the year, of course, I did my look-in series. And if you want, you go back and look at last year's look-in video. It's a playlist on my channel. You can go back, look in 2022-23. I talked about the Orlando Magic, and the title of my video was the Magic are going to take a big jump next year, and I predicted the Magic to be a playoff team next year. Now, again, I predicted them to be good. I didn't expect them to be this good. I didn't expect them to be a 47-win, top 5 team in the East, consistently one of the better Eastern Conference teams. Like, I did not expect that. I thought they were going to be maybe a 9 seed, get in through the play-in type team, maybe win 40, 41 games. I did not expect this. This was a whole lot more than what I thought was going to happen, man. But this Magic team showed up for real. Just an insane season. They were one of the best defense. They're a top 3. They're number 2 defense in the NBA this year. Number 2 defense. Just absolutely elite on that level. They have a great coach, great players, and what a season it was. To revive the Orlando Magic. I think this is their best season since, let me see, 47 wins. This is the most wins they've had in a season since 2011, when Dwight Howard was still around. They won 52 games. Since then, they haven't won more than 42 since then. Just absolutely amazing season for this young Magic team, one of the youngest teams in the NBA. Yeah, just a lot of great things to say about everybody. Paulo Banchero, that guy's going to be a superstar. I mean, only his second season, giving you 22, 7, and 5. Played 80 games, made the All-Star team, and in his first playoff series, the numbers aren't updated right now because Game 7 just happened, but he's averaging like 27 a game this series. He had 3 30-point games. He just put up 38 or 36 today's game. Just absolute amazing stuff, man. That guy is going to be he's 21 years old. He's 21 years old. That guy's going to be amazing. Franz Wagner, he's a really good player as well, averaging 19, 5, and 3. Fortunately, did not have the shooting year that we thought. He only shot 28% from 3. In the playoffs, he had a couple good games. He averaged 21, 7, and 4 this series in 6 games. Game 7, unfortunately, I think he shot like 2 for 10 or something from the field. Just not a great game from him in Game 7, but he's a really good young player. Having those two as kind of the building blocks of the future, he's gonna be nice. And then we just saw the role players still up. Jalen Suggs, man. All credit in the world to Jalen Suggs. First 2 years in the NBA, he dealt with injuries, didn't really have a role. Things did not look good for Jalen Suggs. And this year he came out and has become one of the most important players on this Magic team, building a culture over there. He's probably going to be an all-defensive team member. He shot 39% from 3 on 5 attempts, played in 75 games. He's become the heart and soul and the backbone of this Orlando Magic team with his energy, his effort, his grit, his wants on the defensive end. Like, just amazing stuff. So shout out to Jalen Suggs for finding his role and being dang good at it. They have other guys like Cole Anthony. I like him as a 6-man. Wendell Carter has some solid moments. Gary Harris was all right. Jonathan Isaac, in the games that he plays, shows he's a defensive monster. Even their young guys, Anthony Black, when he got his opportunity, he did some good things. You still have Jett Howard, who's a lottery pick this year, that could help with the spacing. The Magic are so set up for the future. It's nice to see. And then Jamal Mosley, just the perfect coach for this team. I love Jamal Mosley, taking this team to heights that they shouldn't even be at right now. Went from a 22 win team to a 34 win team to a 47 win team. Was, I think, runner up for coach of the year, well deserved. Like, he's an amazing coach. He fits this team culture in Orlando. Like, he's just perfect there. So they made a great move with that. And yeah, Orlando, despite again the tough loss in the first round, they're one win away from moving on to the next round. They should not have any problems or any disappointments or should hold their heads down at all, because this was a fabulous season for Orlando Magic basketball. Yeah. So now looking at the offseason, they are going to have their own picks, first round pick and second round picks. They have them this year. Going to be a mid lottery, or not mid lottery, but mid first round pick. Definitely some spacing would help a whole lot. Guy like Jared McCain, if he's available. Guy like Terrence Shannon Jr. maybe could help out there. Johnny Furphy from Kansas, even maybe a Kayshawn George if they want to take a shot. But I think definitely a guy on the wing that can space, maybe a 2 or even a 3 that can space. Or if they want to go point guard, Devin Carter from Providence. He's a hard-working guard. You got Tyler Kolek from Marquette, potentially could be a guy. Bub Carrington from Pittsburgh. I don't know if he's going to go that high, but then again, with this draft, who knows? Hunter Salis, if you could want him with your second round pick out of Wake Forest, is a bucket getter type guard. So maybe getting a guard, either a guard, a point that can, create for himself and others a little bit, or a shooter, guy in the wing that can space the floor. I think would be really nice for their first and second round picks. And then for agency, obviously this is where the plan becomes simple. They have $19 million of projected cap space, one of the highest cap space, especially for a playoff team. The only really big parts of this team are going to be free agents, I guess, are Markelle Fultz, Gary Harris, and then Mo Wagner has a team option, but they're probably going to bring him back. Besides that, like Joe Ingles, maybe, who knows, Shumo Kiki to even play, Goga Badate. Like, they don't have any, like, huge parts of this team that's free agents. Because Markelle Fultz, honestly, I don't really know if he stays in Orlando with the guard situation, especially with them trying to bring in another guard potentially. I don't know Markelle Fultz situation. Gary Harris, if he wants to come back on the low, sure. Of course, getting Mo Wagner, that team option will be nice. But after that, it's not really much commitments you have to get to in free agency right away. And so now the plan is simple. Free agency, sign players that know how to shoot a three, and players that maybe could create their own shot. That's really all they need. Because if you look at the weaknesses of this team, what got exposed in the Cleveland series, and what we kind of knew all year, but it got more exposed a little bit in the series against Cleveland, is they have no real spacing. Paulo Banchero was seeing 3 or 4 every time he went to the paint. The Cavs just said, you know what? Every time Paulo gets the ball, just put 3 on him, and force Jalen Suggs, force Cole Anthony, force Wendell Carter. Let them shoot. Let them shoot. And if they make the shots, which they did in Orlando, then they make the shots. But we're guarding Paulo with everything we have, and everybody else gonna have to do something. So yeah, like they desperately need some spacing to help Paulo work. They just to help Paulo work. Just to make it easier for their star player to come in and be able to work its space, be able to have more spacing out there. Looking at free agent Klay Thompson, depending on what happens in his Golden State situation, potentially. But there's a lot of like Buddy Hield. Maybe they do something with Buddy Hield, even though again he didn't have a great playoffs until that game 6. Buddy Hield could be a guy. Depending on what happens with D'Angelo Russell and his Lakers situation, I don't mind that situation at all. He's a guy that you saw can create for himself, but also can create for others. He had a great 3-point shooting season, especially in the regular season. Gary Trent Jr., if you want a microwave, he's there. Who else is out here? Malik Beasley just had an amazing year in Milwaukee. I would not be surprised if Malik Beasley's in Orlando Magic next season. Even a Tyus Jones. Like, he's just a guy that is going to get people in right spots and just be a facilitator and creator. Luke Kennard has a team option. Doug McDermott is going to be out there for agency. Like, Alec Burks is going to be out there for agency. Like, there's some guys. D'Anthony Melton. Like, I like a lot of these guys out here for agency for the Orlando Magic. Just a bunch of guards that can either create for themselves or just space the floor out for Paulo. And then, getting wing players that can shoot the ball and do that is great. But yeah, the plan is simple in free agency. I think everybody in the world knows what Orlando's going to do in free agency. Go out and try to get spacing and try to get shooting around this team. But man, if they do execute and come out and have a good free agency, man, this Orlando Magic team's going to be around for a while. I mean, again, Paolo Banchero is 21 years old. Franz Wagner is 22 years old. Jalen Suggs is 22. Cole Anthony is 23. Not even Anthony Black is 20. Jett Howard, who potentially could be in the rotation next year, is 20. Jonathan Isaac is 26. Like, this is a very young Orlando Magic team. They're already getting a kind of a taste for this. And kind of like oh dang, we put it together. We could be a top 5 team in the East. We can make it far. Like, we already have playoff experience now. This team is only going to get better and better and better. And with the right building around them, with the right, spacing and shooting and kind of team around them, this is going to be a dangerous team. Absolutely going to be a dangerous team, especially if they're already bought in on the defensive end. They're already saying, we can grit and grind and defend our way to being in games. As long as they have a little bit more spacing on that court, it's going to be tough to beat this Orlando Magic team, man. So I'm so excited for the future of the Orlando Magic, and all the fans in Orlando should be super happy about what's to come over there. But yeah, it's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you enjoyed the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, do stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. If you missed any of the other look at episodes, there's a playlist up here on my channel that you can click on. You can watch all the other videos in this series. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.